Hey everybody, happy Friday. You guys have had a great week. You've done a fantastic job with multiplication, getting started. You know so much about multiplication. I hope that you're really impressed with how smart you already are getting in third grade. Let's review just a little bit. I want you to look at my array that I have, my array of apples, and see if you can think what multiplication fact would go with this array. I have 5 rows of apples and 3 columns. If your guess was 5 times 3 equals 15, then you are correct. Or 3 times 5 equals 15. Sorry, I said it backwards. But you know, if we said 5 times 3 equals 15, that would still be true because of the flip trick. Look at this array. Can I solve a multiplication fact with this array? Think about what you see. Arrays are made up of rows and columns. But no, we can't solve a multiplication fact with this because my rows and columns have to be equal. And this has a big gap in it. What about if I know one of the factors in the product, can I find the missing factor? I know one of my factors, I know my product. Can I find out what goes right here? Rows, columns, total. So absolutely, I could look at my columns. I have 1, 2, 3 columns, and this would be 3 times 3 equals 9. All right, so let's get started on our new information for today. We're looking at patterns in multiplication and fluency. We want to start off by multiplying with zeros and ones, and we're going to start off talking about multiplying by 0. Let's think about this. If you have 0 groups of 2 cookies, how many cookies do you have? You got 0 groups. You've got 0 cookies. It's a sad day. You don't have any cookies, okay? So if you picture it this way, your class is having a party, and everybody's going to get a plate with 2 cookies on it. Well, while they're passing out the plates and cookies, you go to the restroom. When you come back, there's nothing on your desk. Everybody else has 1 plate and 2 cookies. They have 1 group of 2. They have 2 cookies. You have 0 groups of 2. You have 0 cookies. Now, I'm sure somebody's going to get you a cookie, but just for our example, you don't have cookies. That brings us to our first rule. The 0 rule is any number multiplied by 0 equals 0, whether it's 1 or 5 or 50 times 0. 50 times 0 still be 0 because you would have 0 groups of 50, or you would have 50 groups of 0. So anything multiplied by 0 equals 0. Let's move on and think about multiplying by 1. If you have 1 group of 1 cookie, think about 1 plate of 1 cookie. How many cookies do you have? 1, right? What if you have 2 groups of 1 cookie? You've got 2 plates, 1 cookie each. 2 cookies. 3 groups of 1 cookie, 3 cookies. We could turn that around even and say I've got 1 group of 2 cookies. Still have 2, right? Or if I have 1 group of 3 cookies, it would look like that. Means I've got 3 cookies. This brings us to our second rule of multiplication, and that is the identity property of multiplication. Any number multiplied by 1 is that number. So if I say 5 times 1, it's still going to equal 5. If I say 50 times 1, it's going to equal 50. You're feeling smart, aren't you? Here's your first look at your multiplication facts. Your multiplication facts should have started with 0, I'm sorry. But we're going from 1 all the way to 10 and multiplying by 0 each time. Anything multiplied by 0 is still going to be 0. Here are my facts for my ones. Every time my number goes up, I'm multiplying by 1 each time. And all of my products are the same as the number that I'm multiplying by 1. Anything times 1 is still that number. Its identity does not change. All right, let's step it up just a little bit. We've done lots of examples where we've multiplied by 2. Let's just look at what kind of pattern multiplying by 2 creates. Here, if I have one group of 2, that equals 2. And remember, when we're multiplying, we're looking for the total number of items in our equal groups. Here, I have 2 groups of 2, so that's 4. Here's 3 groups of 2, that equals 6. 4 groups of 2 equals 8. Look at what's happening. Look at your pattern that's happening with your products. 2, 4, 6, 8. I bet that sounds familiar, doesn't it? It's skip counting because every time you're adding 2. 2 times 2 is 4. Add 2 more. 2 times 3 is 6. Add 2 more. 2 times 4 is 8. If we kept that going, what do you think 5 times 2 would be? 10. How about 6 times 2? 7 times 2? 8 times 2? 9 times 2? 10 times 2? You've got a pattern of counting by 2's. You can also look at your 2's as doubles. Because if you have 2 groups of 2, that's 4. 2 groups of 3, same as 3 plus 3, would give you 6. 2 groups of 4, 4 plus 4, 8. So you could think of your 2's as doubles. Let's take that idea and look at 5's. If I have one group of 5, I have 5 hearts. If I have 2 groups of 5, that's 10 hearts. If I have 3 groups of 5, that's going to be 15 hearts. 4 groups of 5, 5, 10, 15, 20. 5 groups of 5, 25. 6 groups of 5 is 30. There's your pattern again, because every time you're adding 5. So you're counting by 5's. 5, 10, 15, 20, 25. Again, if we kept that pattern going, this would continue. 7 times 5 is 35. 8 times 5 is 40. 9 times 5 is 45. And 10 times 5 is 50. So if I wanted to think, if I'm thinking to myself, what is 5 times 5? I need to skip count 5 5's 5 times. 5, 10, 15, 20, 25. And here are your multiplication facts for 2's and 5's laid out in a column. Your multiplication facts for 2's. Each number goes up by 1 each time, and all of them are multiplied by 2, and my products, 2, 4, 6, 8, 10, 12, 14, 16, 18, 20. With my 5's, again, going up by 1 each time, all multiplied by 5, 0, 5, 10, 15, 20, 25, 30, 35, 40, 45, 50. All right, let's take that idea just a little bit farther. And let's multiply by 10. Who knew, right? Who knew you could do all this? All right. So now I'm thinking about groups of 10. So guess what we're going to count by? Yep, you got it. Counting by 10's. One group of 10 is 10. 2 groups of 10 would be 10, 20. 3 groups of 10 would be, well, probably shouldn't have moved that. 3 groups of 10 is going to be 10, 20, 30. 4 groups of 10, 10, 20, 30, 40. 5 groups of 10 is 50. 6 groups of 10, 7 groups of 10, 8 groups of 10, 9 groups of 10, and what do you think 10 groups of 10 is going to be 10, 20, 30, 40, 50, 60, 70, 80, 90, 100. Here's your pattern, counting by tens. Now, why is all of this important? Well, multiplication fluency for third grade. For third grade, by the end of the year, and make sure you hear that part, by the end of the year, students should know from memory all products with factors up to and including 10. So that would be all of these guys, all of these. It's all of your multiplication facts that go up through 10. So we're going to learn your zeros, ones, twos, threes, fours, fives, sixes, sevens, eights, nines, and tens. Now remember, that is by the end of the year. Students should know from memory all products with factors up to and including 10. Our goal for the next 4 weeks, and unfortunately that does include academic break, is to work on our fluency when multiplying by 0, 1, 2, 5, and 10, the ones we looked at today. Let's just see what that looks like. This is what we want to be fluent with. That means know from memory. We want to be able to answer these questions pretty smoothly, okay? Now, we know anything multiplied by 0 will be 0. So if I ask you really quick, turn to somebody and say the answer. What's 6 times 0? 0, right? Multiplying by 1. It's always going to be the number that you multiply by 1. Whisper to a neighbor, a friend, a pet, a stuffed animal. Really quick, what's 5 times 1? 5. Exactly, because it's whatever you're multiplying by 1. Now your 2's, these are your 2's. Remember, your products with 2's go up by 2 each time. So if I want to think, oh my goodness, what's 5 times 2? Well, I can double my 5. I can say 5 plus 5 is 10. What's 8 times 2? Double my 8. 8 plus 8 is 16. Or I can think, okay, well, I need to count by 2's 8 times. And that will also get me to 16. Here's your 5's. Again, here's your pattern, counting by 5's. If I need to know what's 2 times 5, well, it's double 2. It's a 10, or it's 5 10. 6 times 5, that's 6 groups of 5. So I would maybe put up 6 fingers so I keep up with it. And I would say 5, 10, 15, 20, 25, 30. 6 times. Count by tens. Now, count by tens, you're going up by 10 each time. But there's an even better way to multiply by 10. Multiplying by 10, look at 5 times 10 for an example. When you multiply by 10, it's the number with a 0 on the end of it. 5 times 10 would be 50. 7 times 10 is 7 with a 0, 70. 10 times 10 is 10 with a 0, 100. So these are all ones that we can really get fluent when we do our multiplication with these. These are the ones, these are kind of the, I don't want to say the easy ones, but they kind of are. They're the easier ones to remember. But if you learn these and you can answer your multiplication facts mixed up, okay? If you learn these, then we can add on, we can build on to this for all of the rest of them. But this is a lot. This is half of them. So if we learn these, we are off to a great start. So go to your Canvas page and look at your practice today. I think you've got some fun things to do and that hopefully you'll have fun with. And I'll see you on Monday. Have a great weekend.